Finding the right dog trainer for you and your dog can feel like a pretty big task. So in this explainer, we're going to give you a clear, practical guide for picking the best professional specifically for life right here in Monroeville.
You know, life with a dog in Monroeville is pretty unique. It's this mix of quiet neighborhood streets and really busy commercial areas, which means your dog needs to be able to handle all sorts of different situations. For example, one day you might be trying to navigate a busy parking lot over at the Monroeville Mall, which, let's be honest, is a real test of focus for any dog.
And then the very next day, you could be out enjoying the beautiful, quiet trails at Boyce Mayview Park. The whole idea is to have a dog who can handle both of those scenes with total confidence.
So here's how we're going to break it all down for you. First, we'll talk about the specific skills a dog really needs for life in Monroeville. Then, we'll get into the different training styles. After that, we'll cover how to check out a professional, and we'll wrap up with some important local rules and resources you'll definitely want to know.
Okay, let's jump right into Section 1, Monroeville Dog Life. The goal here isn't about teaching your dog fancy tricks. It's about having a confident buddy who just fits right into your day-to-day lifestyle around town.
So what does that actually look like? Well, it means giving your dog real-world skills. Think about walking politely past all the shoppers at Miracle Mile, or staying calm on the leash while you're strolling through the Gateway campus neighborhoods. Or how about holding a stay near a loud youth soccer game at Community Park West? And of course, the big one, greeting visitors at your front door without jumping all over them.
So now that we have an idea of what we're training for, let's get into our second section, finding your training style. We'll look at the different methods and program formats out there so you can find what works best for you.
The absolute foundation of modern, effective dog training is something called positive reinforcement. Basically, it's a reward-based method. It uses things your dog already loves, like treats, praise, or a favorite toy, to encourage the behaviors you want to see. It's a huge shift from older punishment-based methods because it teaches your dog what you want them to do, instead of just punishing them for what you don't. And the result is a dog that actually wants to work with you.
And this quote right here really says it all. When you use reward-based methods, you're not just fixing a behavior in the moment. You're actually building a stronger relationship with your dog, one that's based on trust.
Now, training usually comes in two main formats, group classes or private lessons. Group classes are awesome for socialization and for practicing focus when there are other dogs and people around. Private lessons, on the other hand, are perfect for tackling issues that happen right at home, like jumping on guests or basic puppy skills, or for working on leash walking in your own neighborhood.
Beyond those two, there are a few other options for more specific situations. Day training is where a trainer works one-on-one with your dog, which can really speed up the results. Board and train is a much more intensive, immersive option where your dog stays with the trainer, and then there's behavior modification, which is a specialized approach for deeper issues like fear or anxiety.
All right, we know what to look for in a method, so let's get down to the practical stuff in Section 3, vetting a professional. This is all about the costs, credentials, and the questions you absolutely have to ask. Now, certifications are a really good sign of a true professional. They show that a trainer has invested in their education and passed some pretty tough exams. You'll want to look for credentials like CPD-TK, which means Certified Professional Dog Trainer, Knowledge Assessed, and for more serious behavior issues, a certification like CBCCKA shows an even higher level of expertise. Of course, we have to talk about cost. As a general baseline, you can expect to pay somewhere between $100 and $180 for a single private training session here in the Monroeville area. And to break that down a little more, a multi-week group class for puppies or adult dogs is usually somewhere between $140 and $300. Package deals for in-home private lessons can range from $400 to about $850. And, as you'd probably guess, those intensive programs like Board and Train are a much bigger investment.
Okay, so you find a trainer who seems like they could be a great fit. What should you ask them? Being prepared for that first phone call or meeting is so important for making the right choice.
Here is a handy checklist for that conversation. First, confirm their training methods are positive and low stress. Then, ask about their credentials, like that CPD-TKA certification. Ask them how they'll tailor the training plan specifically for your dog and your lifestyle. Find out how they measure and track progress. And finally, get a really clear breakdown of the total cost and what their cancellation policy is. All right, our final section, local rules and resources. Because let's face it, successful training doesn't just happen during a session. It has to work out in the real world, in our community. A key local rule to know is about leashes. In all public spaces in Monroeville, your dog has to be on a leash, and that leash can't be longer than 6 feet. The only exception to that rule is inside a designated fenced-in dog park.
And this is a big one. Statewide, all dogs over 12 weeks old are required to have a current rabies vaccination. That's a non-negotiable for public health and safety.
And then, at the county level, all dogs in Allegheny County need to be licensed every single year, starting from when they're 3 months old. You can usually get that taken care of through the county treasurer's office. Knowing the rules is one thing, but you also need good places to practice. The fenced dog park over at Monroeville Community Park West is perfect for safely working on off-leash skills like recall. The trails at Boyce Mayview Park are fantastic for leash training with real-world distractions, like other people and even wildlife. And the paved trails at Community Park West are great for practicing polite walking near joggers and cyclists.
So when it all comes down to it, what's that single best first step you can take? It's really about putting everything we just talked about together. Find a certified, positive reinforcement trainer who can create a plan that's made just for your dog and your life here in Monroeville.
We wish you the absolute best of luck in your search. A well-trained dog really does make everyday life better, making every walk in the park, every trip to the store, and every visit from friends and family a more relaxed and enjoyable experience for absolutely everyone.